Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to the Pipe Report. As you can see, this is not the archived website of this page on the Daily Caller. I only archive the main media organizations, the CNN, the Fox News, Washington Post, New York Times, Huffington Post, stuff like that. The smaller outlets, or the outlets that don't fall under the liberal media narrative, I tend to give them credit where credit is due. And although I don't agree with everything Ben Shapiro says, I do like that he is very articulate and he is very intelligent. So when it comes to his website, Daily Caller, I will support it. I will not archive it. But that's not why I'm here. I didn't come here to talk about his website or how smart he is. I came to talk about Eric Bolling, who is considering a Senate run. So Bolling is on Fox News right now, and he has one of the worst shows ever, and one of the worst names for the show. The Specialist, the Fox News Specialist. That name in itself should give you some idea on how desperate the Fox News network is trying to become to try to garner and maintain their public support ever since they removed Bill O'Reilly. Now, Bill O'Reilly himself, he actually is doing his own podcast, and he's turning it into a website, a news website, similar to what Glenn Beck did with The Blaze. But that's a different topic. So maybe Eric Bolling is considering a Senate run because he knows his show is horrible and it lacks ratings. And it's just the people he is on this show. The black woman, I forgot her name. I know some people might think that's racist because I don't know a black woman's name. Hint, hint. And then also the blonde with the glasses. They're clueless. They are truly clueless. And this was an embarrassment. So maybe that's why Eric Bolling is considering Senate run. Maybe he knows that he really won't go anywhere on Fox News anymore. I don't know, but here's the article. Fox News' Eric Bolling announced Monday that he is considering running for senator. Bolling just signed a 3-year contract at Fox, but when the lights go down on TV career, he wants to challenge an incumbent Republican senator in the southern state, according to Politico. Bolling's contract with Fox News would postpone his possible Senate run, but he is keeping his options open. He would not confirm which specific state he would run in, when he would run in, or who he wants to run against. Throughout the interview, Bolling continued to back President Donald Trump and the current administration, but criticized candidates who run as Republicans simply to get elected. Okay, first off, that is interesting. I believe there are some regulations that you have to follow. Like I know for my own state, running for the state legislature, you have to be in your district for, I believe, at least 1 month. You have to have a place of residence in your district you are running in for at least 1 month. And district means like an actual home, condo, trailer, not like a hotel or motel. I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure there are other regulations that are similar to this on the national level. So unless Eric Bolling probably has more than one house in separate states, which he probably does, I'm guessing he's a millionaire, he would definitely have to have a home, have a place of residence, and have some ground support. He also, though, will probably have Donald Trump's support, since, like the article kind of claims here, he did back Donald Trump. He backed Donald Trump since day one of the campaign for Trump. He attacked all the Republicans who attacked Trump. He attacked all the Democrats. And although I don't like Fox News, and although I don't like especially Eric Bolling's show, Eric Bolling as a person, although highly partisan, I don't mind him. It depends, or it remains to be seen, will he turn into another Republican congressman if he does get into the Senate for it? Let's say, for example, will he become a neocon? Will he support the globalization and the war effort overseas? Will he support banning sanctions against Russia, but okaying an arms deal with the leading terrorist state of Saudi Arabia? That is the biggest contradiction of policy if I've ever seen it. And I was going to do a video on that, but I didn't feel like it. It's not that big, I guess, but it should be noted that with the Congress here trying to pass a Senate bill that denies the president his right to negotiate foreign policy with other nations by denying him the ability to either reduce or increase sanctions on Russia, is an example of the deep state at work. It is an example of maintaining the current foreign policy, the foreign policy we saw under Obama, that we saw under Bush, that we saw under Clinton. That's all they want. They don't want any type of unification or any type of peace talk with Russia. The neocons, John McCain was thrilled over this. It was a 98-2 vote on this. And initially, I thought it was Rand Paul and Mike Lee from Utah that voted no. CNBC reported as such, but now it turns out it was a mistake, and it was Bernie Sanders and Rand Paul that voted no. And it's kind of surprising because I thought Mike Lee would for sure vote no on it, but he didn't. But I know I'm kind of digressing here, getting off topic, but this is insane. The Congress are so intent with the foreign policy. Well, first off, the Republicans aren't intent on the foreign policy. Or the Republicans are intent on the foreign policy. They want the globalized war machine to continue to run to its full effect. The Democrats are doing it as a response to their belief that Russia hacked the election. Although I don't believe all of them think that. I think there's a lot of talking points. But anyways, circling back to what began this, which side will Eric Bolling choose? Will he choose to represent the people of his state if he does run and he does win? Or will he follow on the neocon bandwagon? Will he follow on globalizing and increasing the military-industrial complex, sending troops overseas, listening to people like John McCain and Lindsey Graham? Will he continue that? Or will he fight against that? Will he fight for the American people? Will he fight when he says that we are almost in bankrupt? So instead of spending billions and billions overseas, maybe we should take over ourselves. And on this topic, by the way, my plan wasn't to do a video on that, but I kind of am, I guess, more so than this. But on the topic of that, the new, I guess not peace treaty, but a new study came out of like all the nations on Earth, like the most peaceful ones. And on the bottom 10, I heard this on the Ron Paul Liberty Report. I have to look which countries, but the bottom 10 of them, 9 of those are countries that we directly were involved with by sending troops over there and using our foreign policy of interventionism. So the notion that we go overseas to make the world safer completely lacks any type of evidence at all. Because 9 of those 10 of the worst unsafe countries, the less peaceful countries, were the ones that we invaded. Were the ones that we armed terrorists overthrow. So that should lead to some credence about how our foreign policy does not work. And that's why this whole Senate bill that passed that reduces or increases sanctions on Iran and denies the president the ability to modify and modulate sanctions with Russia is completely unnerving, because this takes away the president's power. This is very horrible. This continues the deep state. This continues the military-industrial complex. This continues a war overseas. This continues funding terrorists that want to overthrow Assad, who are also funding Russia because Russia is allying with Assad. This is horrible. Horrible. But, way back to the interview now. Bolling's loyalty to Trump recently materialized in his book, The Swamp, Washington's Murky Pool of Corruption and Cronyism and How Trump Can Drain It. He has supported Trump since the very beginning and has been known to continuously defend the president on the air. So that could maybe be some type of relief here. Maybe he was doing it for attention. Maybe he was doing it for money. But if he did write a book about how Washington is corrupt, how Washington needs to be cleaned out, if you will, maybe this could definitely indicate the type of senator he would be if he did in fact run and if he did in fact win. So maybe this could be a silver lining. Maybe if he does win, maybe he might have Trump's ear. Maybe he can actually persuade others to negate all future types of military action and instead work on the real problems in the world and the problems that we have here in America. Maybe Eric Bolling could actually change things. But we will see if he even decides to run, because his show, Specialist, Fox News Specialist, is definitely failing. So maybe this could be a good option for him. We will have to wait and see. And I'm done.